Hey, Andy, Jamie, what's up?
Hey Scott, thank you, buddy. Hello, Jamie, my friend. How are you?
Andy, what's happening?
Not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot from Holly today, that's for sure. But uh, we have some stuff to talk about today, and thanks everybody. Hello, Waleed, Mike C, a lot of David, a lot of you regulars out there, Christopher, and we have a lot of new people in here, and I think we'll have something exciting for everybody. So. Let's just dive into the disclaimer real quick and we will get going here. Guys, just a reminder, this is for educational purposes only. Anything that you hear or see us talking about or demonstrating on our desktop sharing should not be construed as investment advice, okay? We're just having fun here, and if you are looking for investment advice, you want to look for a broker or an RIA, somebody who's licensed to give you that advice. All right, bear with us, all you regulars, as we talk about our 5-star support education and training here. This is always good for the new people to hear because it is a very powerful software, but it is our job to make it as intuitive as possible, you know, for you. So, and we do that, and we have all these bases covered. We have a webinar Monday through Thursday in the same time slot every day. Like I said, Monday through Thursday. You got Jamie and Steve on Mondays. It's not up there, but we have our Trade of the Week one on Tuesdays, and that's Steve, and I'm his sidekick on that one. And of course, we have this one right here, it's me and Jamie. But on Wednesdays, we got to have Dan Merkin and Brad Williams. It's our CEO and our CTO, and that's a great hangout to come for Q&A and to see, you know, all the bells and whistles that will be coming to you soon. So we don't finish up there, okay, guys? We do Friday support session every Friday, 11 Eastern time. Okay, it's scheduled for 3 hours. You'll have in there. It's a Q&A. And we'll answer them for you. And one other thing, we have what's called TI University, and what this is, these are scheduled classes every day, Monday through Thursday at 12 Eastern time. Now, if you cannot make this is recorded on our YouTube channel under our playlist, and we start with Beginners 101 on Monday, and we graduate slowly until we finish today on Thursday at 4:01. Jamie does that one. So people, we're getting a really good response from that, guys. It's really helping people. And what's great about it, you go Monday through Thursday, and then you have a Friday support session to come in and ask any questions that you might have. So yeah, and we also have a Q&A at the end of each one of these classes. So it'd be great if you could make it live. If not, you can always check out, you know, like I said, the playlist on our YouTube channel. One other item to discuss here is the Brokerage Plus. We're really excited about this, and anybody who's used it is pretty excited about it as well. Guys, it's a way for you to automate your strategies, and this could be full automation, or it could be gray boxing, where let the into the trade and then you manage it. That's the way I like it the best. Anyway, it works through Interactive Brokers. That's the only broker at this time. And if you want more information about it, guys, I would look into it. It's trade-ideas.com/beta. It is a great tool. All right, let's take a look at our agenda for today. We're going to talk about the market recap. All right, we've got the pullback that we've been thinking was going to come, and it came the last few days, and now we pulled back pretty much right. I'll show you when we get to the market recap, sitting on our 200-day SMA on the spiders, but not so with the IWM and the Qs. I think you're going to see they are below the 200. Holly recap. There's not going to be a lot to talk about today, and Jamie and I were kind of kicking it around earlier. It is what it is, you know. It's just the market, for whatever reason, there wasn't a whole lot of strategies that that made the cut, and it's not a whole lot of trade counts. You know, it's nothing that we do on our end. It's just the way it kind of panned out. Kind of a tough day anyway, but we'll definitely dive into it. There is one trade we need to discuss. All right, then we're going to do More fun. Thank you, Waleed. Waleed says B plus is awesome. All right. Uh, More fun with back testing, guys. I know you guys. I got another alert to share with you, and we're going to kind of dive into it. It's called Fade the Score. It's incorporating the composite rating that we stock composite rating. That's where we get the S, C, and the R capitalized in score. And yeah, so I wanted to create a fading strategy based on score, and I think you guys will enjoy that section. And that's even the new traders will enjoy how cool our software is and how you can backtest and optimize and create stuff. So anyway, talk more about that later. And then I'm going to finish up with matching strats with the market, and I'll save that topic for the latter part. It's a great piece of wisdom, I think. All right, let me see if I can back out, and we will just, oh, nice, I have it all up and ready for us. All right, so this is the look where we got now. This is the SPY. And real quickly, the IWM, which is kind of the one that kind of led us lower. You can see here, got a kind of a head start with, and a big down day yesterday, and it's continuation today, well below its 200-day moving average up here. If I grab this and bring it down, you'll see where that lines up about right there. So far below the 200-day moving average in the IWM, and the same can be said for the Q, not as far from as the IWM, but definitely closed below it. So now the Qs have closed below their 10, 20, and their 200. So really the looming 50 down here, quite a bit below, is left. Not saying we're going to get there, but because we are kind of sitting on a nice little bit of support there in the Qs. All right, let's pull back up the spiders. I like to focus kind of on the spiders. A lot of 500 evenly weighted stocks in this one, so it's probably the most compared index there is out there. A little bit different story here. It did reach its goal of that 200-day moving average today when it went kind of below it. Let me zoom in a little bit, and you can see. There's the 200, pretty much marrying up with our smart stop on our technology we have for using a smart stop, but went below it, bounced up, and closed just pretty much right at it, maybe a tad above it. I think I'm not seeing this is not like a panic, nothing like we saw over here, guys, where we had huge volume. Some big red candles in the spiders. The IWM has a couple, but nonetheless, I'm not seeing any type of panic selling. I mean, the volume obviously is up a little bit over the last few days compared to these, but nothing major. I mean, you got to ask yourself: is this going to be a kind of an orchestrated sane pullback, or is there going to be some acceleration like we saw over here? I think a lot remains to be seen. Honestly, we have had a huge bounce off our December 23rd low. Okay, I would not be surprised if we have further downside. Okay, guys, when you get a move like this over a 2-month period, I don't know if 3 days is going to be enough. We could break this and tack this upward sloping 50 moving average. We got our gap fill right there as well today. So a lot of important levels were reached today, but is it going to be enough? Might we not want to try to maybe attack this gap back over here? It could very easily happen. Maybe that would marry up with the rising 50 coming up right here. Some people might want to argue that we have a level right here, the highs, and then this bounce right here. That's exactly where we hit today. So if we do get below that, I think is a real good chance we're going to go for this gap. Like I say, anytime there's been a huge move like this, I always anticipate a bigger pullback. It's like the old pulling the rubber band. As far the further you pull it, the more it's going to snap back. So I wouldn't be in a hurry. If you're a long side swing trader or or investor, you may want to be more patient. You can probably get better prices. We'll see. I guess we have the jobs number. Is that tomorrow, Jamie?
Not really sure, Andy.
I think it is. Yeah. when you become a technical guy, you don't even really look for the news anymore. You just watch the, watch the candlesticks. But that's about it, Jamie. If you have anything to add, I
No, no. I mean, I will give kudos to you and Steve and everybody. Kind of not well. I guess for lack of a better description, calling this. Steve issued the Trade of the Week SDS.
Mhm.
That thing's working as well. So just some very astute technical analysis as of late, and it's good to see it coming to fruition.
Oh, good. Well, thanks. Yeah. We both, Steve and I, we've been partners forever. It seems like when we were with Today Trader, and yeah, so we do get together a lot on Saturday morning and kind of go over a lot of these things, and we both agreed, yeah, it's good to be prepared, for a move like this, and it could turn it out being a lot more. I typically, when I do, if I am catching a fade, whether it's to the long side or short side, I am looking. It's the old thing, why risk? It's because, obviously you're going against the herd and against the momentum. And if you're going to be, put that kind of risk on, you might as well let the reward, work for you as long as possible. That doesn't mean you can't take a little bit off, cover, ring the bell, I should say, ring the bell on some of it and then let to see if the rest can work for you. But, we'll save
Absolutely.
that next week. Yeah, save that next week for the trade of the week. All right, let's real quickly. My observations on Holly. There's not a lot to observe. I really thought this quarterback was a great call, and Jamie will kind of slice that up for us. But what I was talking with Jamie today is like, Holly, we put a lot of pressure on Holly because there's a lot of things Holly can't see, and it's not just Holly. Trust me, there are so many algorithms out there. They cannot visualize what you can see. As far as everything you have your eyes on. They try to incorporate it, but every day is different, and that's why I think a lot of the algos out there they get killed because. The market is so fluid and it's just so dynamic. Like I said, every day is different, and there's so many things to keep your eyes on it. And there's no way you can just take that and plug those numbers, into a long-term, straight trading strategy, or even intraday. I would probably bet, Jamie, that there's not too many out there outperforming Holly. I mean, it's not an easy job. And the point I'm making at is like this NTYX, all right? So if you're a momentum trader and you see this, breaking out on a kind of a 4-day high after a nice little bottoming pattern, okay, Holly's got to basically use everything she's inputted, with to determine if she's going to exit, get out, okay? She's optimized to get out at a certain time. Well, that's what happens, okay? She can't change that. It's built into her. Based upon all of her back testing and all of her optimization, this was the premier time to get out of this trade. But you as a trader are looking at this and like, wow, no bar reversal, momentum's still there, volume is nice. I'm going to hang on this a little bit longer, maybe to a bar reversal. Now, anybody in their right mind is not going to sit there and let this trade retrace all the way back to a flat after profits like that.
Yeah, and especially when you're going against the wind.
Exactly. Whereas Holly, risk off, she has to take it all the way down because she's designed to calculate, risk off all the way to the end. So, it's kind of a disadvantage, and this is where I think somebody using Holly can trade it much better than Holly can because you have control of the exits. You see what's going on in the marketplace, and that's my 2 cents worth. I see a lot of good trades in Holly, and I see a lot of trades, that where I will see something else, whether it be a sector or something going on with one of his peers, where I'm like, whoa, I'm not going to take that trade. Maybe it's AMAT. No, I'm not going to take that one. Plaque's getting crushed right now. So it's you have an advantage. Man and machine, guys. We preach it all the time around here. There you go. Wally said it before I did.
And that's it. That's it. The rest, looking at risk on, there just is no risk on to talk about today. There's really not even any risk on in TNX, although there was in the session. But really nothing remains here. We don't see any columns left with positive spread between risk off, risk on. Just kind of a lackluster day for Holly. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And see what she
I mean,
brings to the party tomorrow.
I mean, if you want to, I don't even have to pass it. Because honestly, unless you had something you want to talk about, I'm more than happy to pass it. We got to eat up some time, but
yeah, not necessary. Not necessary.
Okay.
If we've got a little time at the end, we can always pull up some charts or whatever, answer some questions. No big deal.
Yeah, because real quickly for you guys, the new ones in here, Holly. Holly Girl had one trade today, and she got out selling strength. She was market was selling off, and Holly's idea was to fade this move right here. Holly, after a certain amount of time, got out for a very small loser. Okay, nothing really happened. You can see risk on. It kept going higher, and it would have been a very bad trade if you had held on to that one. Holly wisely got out for what's called reduced risk for a very, very tiny loser. You can see there 4 cents. Holly Neo minus 3 cents. So real briefly on Holly Neo, one trade, big cap, C, looked good. I mean, this trade looked good, like it was attempting to break out of a range there on the daily, just did not get any follow through, bounced up. This is why I noticed it was Cisco yesterday. Guys, it's very difficult to day trade these big caps. They're just a mess, and that's why you don't see a lot of these things coming through Holly, because I'm telling you, there's just not a whole lot, unless it's earnings play or news driven. If it's just a trade technical, you get a lot of slop all the time. And so really, that was that one. She got out for a small risk on that one as well, 3 cents. And really, these kind of were a wash back and forth. Nothing going on here. The really only good trade today was NTNX, but boy, it was a good one. If you timed it properly. I mean, even if you didn't, that was a nice trade. On the exit up here on risk off. All right, I'm gonna get me a swig of water here, and we're gonna talk about the new alert here. Nice job, Waleed. All right, guys. So what I wanted to put together is, I'm gonna have to get me another cough drop. Jamie, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that time of year. It's really windy here, so it's blowing around.
Well, you think it might be the fact that it was 30 degrees and now it's almost 70?
Well,
that could have something to do with it, yeah.
You're right. Yeah, it was like 18 2 nights ago, and today it's like close to 70. Yeah. All right. So what we have here, guys, is an alert window. Okay, and I'm just going to give you my process of thinking, what I'm thinking about today. I'm thinking, all right, I want a fading strategy based upon score. Let me tell you what score is. Score is our composite rating, okay, from stocks. This is based upon about 17 metrics. Majority of them are technical, but there are some fundamental stuff in there as well. And what we do, we put all these stocks, through the gauntlet of all these metrics, and we come up with what's called a stock composite rating, or score. All right, you can see score right there. It varies from 30 to 100. Okay, 100 being the best score, and if it's 30 being the worst score. So if I have this value, I wanted to create a fading strategy of stocks. This is going to be an intraday trade, an all-day, a day trade. What I wanted to do is catch stocks that are running up at least 2%, okay, but has a score of, what I wanted to do was less than 60. But as I back tested it, once again, I can optimize it based on score, any of our filters. Since that's a filter, I can optimize it. And let me just open up the because I'm not going to try to back into it. I can't tell you how many back tests I ran to finally get these numbers. But first I'm going to open up the configuration and be a little more so you can understand more about what I'm talking about. All right, my first back test I had, if I can remember correctly, I had the stock price $5 to $200. Okay, $5 to $200. Average daily volume 300,000. So liquid enough to where you can trade for sure. Change from the open. This is what I wanted to start with, was 2%. Stock composite rating. I started this out at 60. I wanted to get anything. You see, it's a max of 52 now. It started at 60, but I back tested it and got it. You know, back tester told me, hey, you're better off putting this max at 52, the score of 52. SPY change today. This is one that I optimized, and like I said, guys, I will go back and show you some of this, maybe in a back test. Maybe we can kind of break this out and then show you how it works. RSI, minimum RSI of 69. This, guys, take a look at this, especially if you're, you know, doing some day trading. This is always, seems to me, to be a decent filter to optimize on. And of course, this EPS, all it does, people, is just eliminate. This is kind of a hack to eliminate all the ETFs out there. In other words, what it's telling the algorithm is the stock has to, the symbol has to report earnings to come through the alert window. So we don't have to worry about ETFs getting optimized and back tested. Position in 5-day range, another filter that I got through optimization. Okay, so I'm going to give you the results, and then probably what we may do, since we've got a lot of time to kill, and we may go through in here and I can take out a few of these and show you, you know, what happened. But I'm going to show you the back test based upon these results. All right, we're going to run the back tester. All right, the entry time is 9:30 to 10:15. Once again, this was optimized. We're able to optimize that through our back tester. I'll give you an example of that here in a minute. Timed exit, all the way, it's all day hold. Gets out 5 minutes before the bell. Risk management. Okay, I'm going a little bit steeper than I'd like to, you know, when it comes to an intraday trade. I usually like to keep it between like 1% and 1.5%, but you got to understand, since you're this is a fading strategy, you're kind of jumping in front of the momentum. It's a very good chance that this thing could, you know, go more than that 1%. So I played around with it. This came out being the best optimization. So it's a 2% stop loss, enabled a profit target of 6%. So a nice 3-to-1 ratio there. Okay, I'm going to run it for 61 days. Here's the summary. Just tells you everything I did, and we are going to simulate sell on this one. Probably going to blow you away. Now, that is a very good strategy on the surface. Yeah, well, it is a wow. Those kind of numbers are wow. But I'm going to show you here in a second of why this can be deceiving. But nonetheless, it's a good strategy. But you're not going to always get these numbers, and I'm going to show you why. But for those guys who are maybe in here for the first time, you're saying, what is this showing me? Well, what it is, this is the equity curve. It's an important feature. It kind of shows you the drawdowns. You can see it's kind of the first, say, 75% of the trades did really well. Over the last 25%, it seems to be just going sideways. Profit factor is simply the total profits divided by total losses. So anything 2 or above is really good. I mean, these numbers are just crazy good, but I'm going to show you because there's kind of an anomaly. Not to mean that this this is not a good strategy, but you're going to see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Average loser versus average winner, that's a nice spread. You'd like to get it 2-to-1, but that's still close enough for me. But I started asking myself, just because I try to think of what the market's been doing the last 60 days to get these results. And I'm saying to myself, well, I do remember December was really ugly, especially the middle part of December. Okay. And I'm thinking, you know what? I bet you if I go back and look, a lot of these big winners are going to be in December. And lo and behold, we have a calendar where you can do this. All right. This is so cool. You go to the calendar. And I'm not sure why it's not showing me some pretty colors there. And it will give you each day in the trades, gives you the win rate, how many trades you took, and how many of them won. Yesterday was 2 of 2. Let me just click on it, show you what else we'll do. You can click on any calendar. It will show you the symbol, what time you entered the trade, what time you exited the trade. See, these are all exiting at 3 at the close, 3 Eastern time. I think they actually probably do it a little bit before that, but nonetheless, gives you the entry price, the exit price, the gross profits. It's pretty cool. And you can always click on these, and you can go back and you can zoom in, or you can look at a chart, and you can see where your entry was. I like to look at it on the daily though. Kind of gives me the stop, everything. You have to really zoom out on the 15-minute chart to get all the numbers you want. But that's really cool. So 2 trades yesterday, both profitable. Nice. You can see there was some small. I'm seeing a lot of small losing days. So it tells me, you know, sideways churning market. You're not small winning days, small winning days. But look what happens when I go back to January and December. Whoa, look at this. What the heck happened here? So when I see this, I'm going like, wow, look at this, 100 trades on December December 21st. Positive 95 out of 100, you know. Look at here in the 14th. A lot of trades going on. Okay, so there is most of your trade counts in December. Okay, everything else has been, you know, kind of ho-hum. There's some, I mean, some days where there's some decent, you know, decent winners and decent losers, but you can see the majority of these things happened in January. I'm sorry, in December. Here's January. You know, you got some nice gains in here. You got some pretty small losers. Nothing big. Nothing. You know, you can always, you know, tweak the share size to get those numbers up for sure. But click over there. So I'm asking myself, well, let's go back and look at the market in December. Most of you guys got a visual in your head anyway, but here we had it. Okay, very, very ugly month. Okay, so we had this to work with. We had about half the days there in that really mini crash there, and then but we had all this that you would think would not work well with this strategy, and for the most part it didn't. But I've noticed it wasn't getting killed. It was pretty split. I mean, let's go back and look at the odds maker again. You know, nothing, you know, not a big drawdown at all, even though the market's been kind of going strong, which is a good sign. When you have a short strategy in a bull market and it's not getting crushed, that's a good sign. So what I wanted to show you guys is pay attention. Go and look in your calendar. Maybe you'll see where all the trades are happening, because I'm going to show you what I do here when I go back into this back tester and I run it again on the last 30 days. You'll see what I'm talking about. Not going to be impressive at all. Okay, look at the difference. Not impressive at all. I mean, basically before commissions, it's about a flat strategy. You had only a winning percentage of 46%, but you had enough profits to cover your losses. So you're not getting destroyed, but it's just not that impressive. So, okay, so do you just throw this strategy out because it happened during an anomaly when the market was crashing? No, you're right, Waleed. December made the difference. It's right. But when you get results like this, you just don't take the strategy, wad it up, and throw it out. I mean, if I wouldn't submit it to Holly, but at the same time, I'm thinking, all right, this last 30 days have all been pretty kind of much in a up. Let's do this. Let's run it for the last 45 days. See what happens. This is the kind of stuff, guys, you can spend hours doing, and I highly recommend it because as you go further and further down this back testing rabbit hole, guys, I can't tell you how much you learn just by playing around with numbers and playing around with this stuff. All right, now we're going to back test the last 45 days. Okay, about the same thing. Actually, a little bit better. It's a little bit better, even though if we look at the spiders, you know, over the last 45 days, you know, we're looking basically about right here. It's been predominantly in an uptrend. Okay, this is a strategy. This is a shorting strategy that's really not getting destroyed in an uptrend. That tells me, what it tells me, guys, is when the market does turn, this is going to be a strategy you want to use. Okay, it's not one you want to, you know, play with all the time. And you're saying, well, how do you tell, you know, if it's going to be a down day or an up day? I don't think it's going to matter. Well, I shouldn't say it's not going to matter, but what I would use is, where is the market? Okay, is the market below its 200 or and below its 50? Why did it work over here so well? Well, you can see it was breaking down. It's below all its moving averages, and you know, it was more of a bearish tape. Lately, we've been more of a bullish tape. So now, you know, I'm saying to myself, wow, you know, if this selling continues, maybe it goes sideways and we do get back into a bearish tape again, hey, I'm going to want to use this strategy. So that is what I was talking about when in my last topic, when I said match your strategy with the market. I think the ideal plan, even in Brokerage Plus, if you're gray boxing or auto trading, I have strategies I use that if I see the market conditions are not right, I just pull them off. I don't turn them on. Okay, you're not going to have a group of strategies that you're going to run 24, you know, all the time in Brokerage Plus. Okay, once again, we're getting back to you have the, this is where you have the advantage. You can, like tomorrow, let's say with tomorrow we have another down day and then things are looking ugly and I'm going into the trading day on Monday. And boy, this is a strategy I'm going to want to put to use. Why? Well, let's just look once again at the configuration. Okay, it's a fading strategies. First of all, I love fading strategies. Okay, the score, the stock composite rating is below, you know, for the most part below 50. All right, that's not a good rating. That's telling you that the chart is not holding up technically. It's telling you that they probably don't have decent fundamentals. So there's a lot of things that's going on, you know, with this stock composite rating. All right, so now what you're doing is, you know, the market has sellers in it because the market's been selling off for, you know, it's more in sell mode than it is in buy mode. So what you're doing is you're taking advantage on stocks moving up quickly in most cases and that are weak, are technically probably close to being broken, and you're doing the opposite. You're going against the herd and you're fading this strategy. And let's do this. Let's see if I'm missing any questions here. Oh, you're right, Gary. One thing about this one is this is your, you know, first of all, what I like about this is the price range. These are not pissant stocks. And you know what? This optimized. The price range. Let me just show you. We'll do it real quick. This is why I love questions, guys, because I can go in and I can show you this and answer your question. So let's go back in the configuration and let's put this on $5. Don't prove me wrong. And we're going to run this back tester again. And I do this a lot. If I change a filter, I'll go in and I'll run the back tester. Oh gosh, I wanted to put it on the full time again. So look how much it dropped, 248. And for you guys who are in here and it's the first time you're seeing any of this stuff, what you can do is you can optimize your strategies, okay? And I can't tell you how powerful this is. So I can go in here and I can put price and I can see, wow, 0 to 20 bucks, not very good. So what I did is I came in here and I'm going to segment it by $5. And there you have it. You know, these aren't bad, you know, profit factors, but it really starts getting good right here at 25. So I can come in here and change that just by right clicking, set minimum to 25 and hit OK. And you're not really seeing anything, you know, as far as, you know, there's a few red in there, but there's plenty of greens to cover that up. So I'm not seeing advantages, anything there, but I definitely see, you know, $25 is a great start. So let's put that in there and we'll run it again now to show you the difference once we took out that first $15. Yes, Gary. He says he loves working with a back tester, worth the price of admission. This thing is it's really cool. So look at that. Look at the difference here, just by taking out the stocks between $5 and $25, shaving off $20 increment there. And let me show you the difference here. Let me run it. Let me close out these. I get too many of these going. Let me go in here to configure and take out the what I want to do. Oh yeah, the 1 minute RSI. We'll run it again. Come on now, don't get slow on me now. Sometimes it's a crap shot after hours. I think some of our servers go night-night. So look at there. When I take out the 1 minute RSI, still not bad. These are not bad results, but I can go to optimize, and this is where we can go into other filters. And here's the 1 minute RSI. I could come in here and put it in 1 minute RSI of, let's see, let's do 1. And you can see here, it's pretty ugly. Oh gosh, there we go. What was the number when it was 69, wasn't it?
I think.
Yeah. This is what happens when you start playing around with. Luckily, I have it saved. So let me just do this real quick. Yeah, minimum of 69. Okay, let me take out that one again. We'll run this one again so I can show you. Optimize, and the increment I probably had was different. Let me try putting it on 5. Yeah, there you go. It really starts to get really good. Actually, it looks like it's even good here at 60. But regardless of whether you're using 69 as a minimum, let's see, maybe I did 2. There you go. Actually, that looks good at 58. But for some reason, when I back tested it earlier, I could have had other filters. You know, like I was saying, I jump back and forth so much. So I could probably come in here right now and change this to a minimum of 58. And let's see what it does. Put it back on summary. And what I'm doing, guys, I'm going to come run it and compare it to what I just did. You know, Waleed, in there, yeah, that is not as good as the one we had. So this is what I'm talking about. When I start playing around with this in there, this is why you gotta occasionally just save them, because occasionally just save it, and okay, and that way you can always go back to it and pull it up. But Waleed says, Andy, have you played around with having trailing stop to protect profit from a stock revert? You know what, Wally, I have, and what he's talking about here is, oh wait, gotta go. He's talking about, we have in risk management, I'm sorry, advanced, where you can go in and you can put a trailing stop in. Waleed, honestly, I probably need to try it again. I spent one day about 4 or 5 hours trying to get this to work better than my timed hold, and I couldn't. You know, I could not get it to back test better than my timed hold. If you ever, you know, get an example, you know, send it to me if you've done it and what you're using, and maybe I'll put it to work and see what I can do. But I just find it best to go ahead and use the full, you know, the timed hold. Of course, I have risk parameters to if I get a profit target, but some cases, but I have not got these to work very well. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. But anyway, guys, I think what the key point is I want to get back to is, okay, so I have, you know, plenty of strategies that work in long markets. I have plenty of strategies that work in short markets. So what you're going to be able to do, you know, with the Brokerage Plus, you know, platform is you're going to be able to, where's the Brokerage Plus? Okay, you're gonna be able to, you know, come in here and put your strategies. So let's say I wanted to go in here and add this strategy. Okay, I just built that. I like it. New strategy. Didn't want to do that. Load from cloud. Come in here. I'm going to add this strategy. All right, so now I just added this strategy. So I can have a list. You can see I have some long strategies in here. I have some shorting strategies in here. So I have the option when I want to turn these on. There's no way I'm going to come in here every day and just have all these turned on and having longs and shorts. Now, it may be okay if you have a couple of them, you know, because the market's up, say, tomorrow, you know, not sure which way it's going to go. Maybe you want to have one long and one short, but you don't want to load the boat up, you know, with both longs and shorts. See, the beautiful thing about, you know, the Brokerage Plus is you can anytime come in here and highlight these and enable them and cut them on. All right. You know, fade the score, I can come in here and I could put, you know, I don't want to start this thing until 8:45 in the morning. It doesn't matter. If I don't have it on, it's not going to fire off any trades. So what I'm telling you guys, with this incredible module, you can have these pre-built strategies in there, some long, some short. And then you get a feel for the market. Say the market opens up and, you know, it's a head fake to the upside. Next thing you know, it's crashing to lows, or like today. You know, I probably wouldn't be cutting in a lot of my long strategies on today, but I sure as heck would probably cut some short ones on pretty quick with the gap down and straight down. So I think that's a huge advantage, and not all strategies are going to work in all markets. Okay, and this is why something like fade the score, you saw how effective it was back in December. Now, that was somewhat of an anomaly. It's rare that you have, you know, a vicious sell-off like that, but they do come around. And when they do, I want to have something like this to open up. And guys, most of those winning days on score was, you know, it was well after the initial move. It was down here. So, you know, you don't have to, so if the market hangs here for a few days, goes sideways, and then breaks down, then you can cut it on, and you're not going to miss anything because these are day trades. You're going to have stocks that are going to head fake to the upside. That's where you're going to have this strategy turned on, where you're being the smart money and you're fading that strategy based upon the back testing and the parameters that you put in there. Let's see. Mike says, will B plus be available for Thinkorswim anytime? Mike, it's hard to say. Let me explain to you what's happening. This only is with interactive brokers right now. It just came out of beta a couple of months ago, and although there's been people using it with IB for a couple of years, and but we wanted to bring it out of beta to fine tune it to you know, to get everything working right, and it is. For the most part, it is, and I think what will happen is after we release Holly for auto trading in hopefully 2 or 3 weeks, and then the plan will be to maybe add other brokers. You got it's not a one-sided street here though. I mean, the broker's got to want it. I don't know why they wouldn't. It's an incredible product, but it's going to, you know, obviously they're going to have to want the product, you know, to give us access to their API for sure. Wonder if I can flip it to, hey, give it a shot. I'll send it over to you, Waleed, here in a minute. I haven't even tried it. That's a very good idea. Obviously I just worked on it today, but I always get around to flipping them at some point, and it may work. Let me see if there's anything in there that's going to be contradictory. Hold on. Yeah, check and make sure the spies. You might want to flip. You might want to take that out once you flip it, and then run it, and then optimize it on the spies. I'm not sure of how that's going to flip for you there, but everything else should flip fine. Yeah. All right, but all right, guys, I'm pretty much wrapped up here. Let me go ahead and share this one with you guys. And once again, just remember, you know, if you're in a kind of a slow, grinding, higher market, this is probably not. You may catch some good fades in there. You may just want to watch the alert, but not hook it up to a auto trader. But if the market gets a little sketchy and starts looking like it's could potentially get in panic mode, this could be a nice one to use for a while for sure. All right, let me just go in here and send it to you. And folks who are in here kicking the tires, what I'm doing is I'm able to share this with all attendees just by dropping a cloud link in there. Fade the score, and there you go. All right, Bruce says, is there any filter EMA? No, Bruce, I'm sorry. You do have access to indicators, EMAs, but unfortunately our filters are all SMAs. And I don't know if you're talking. Let's see. Are you talking about an intraday one or a daily one? I mean, everything's going to be SMAs. Yeah, you're gonna be stuck with SMA, and actually most of them are intradays. We do have some filters that you could probably. There's a workaround that you could probably do. I don't have time to get into it, but if you're interested, you can send us an email, and I kind of will help you out with a workaround. Oh, you're welcome, Waleed. You're welcome. All right, guys. Is there anything I've left out, Scott? I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Scott, guys. You hang on. He's going to have a coupon code for you and talk about some other goodies.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. A couple items on the way out. Andy and Jamie contributed chapters to this ebook. It's a really useful one. It's got 5 strategies to help you win in a post-BTFD market, in a rocky market. So get it for free, trade-ideas.com/ebook. Just put in your email address to get the download link. We've got a podcast coming out tomorrow. We put them out weekly, usually. Trade Ideas Podcast is what you should search for in the app that you listen to podcasts in. Add us as a subscription. And then you can look through the back issues and find some of the ones with guests, like Michael Noss and Kunal. Those are some good episodes that we put out recently. So get that. We have a coupon code, a promo code for this month, Spring Forward. Remember to set your clocks this Sunday. It saves 15% off the first month or year of Trade Ideas. Those of you that are standard members that want to become premium members can also use this on the upgrade path to save the same 15% off your first installment of your upgrade. Thank you, Andy, Jamie, and everyone that attended. We'll have a recording up later on tonight or tomorrow morning, and you get an email reminder from GoToWebinar with a link to the playlist. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow in the support session.